Never went to college. Don't believe in college for writers. I think it's very dangerous. I think too many professors are too opinionated and too snobbish and too intellectual, and the intellect is a great danger to creativity.
The intellect is a danger to creativity?
Terrible danger, because you begin to rationalize and make up reasons for things instead of staying with your own basic truth, who you are, what you want to be. And I've had a sign over my typewriter for 25 years now which reads, "Don't think." You must never think at the typewriter, you must feel. And then your intellect is always buried in that feeling anyway. You collect up a lot of data, you do a lot of thinking away from your typewriter, but at the typewriter you should be living. It should be a living experience, just as when I'm here with you, speaking to you, you're popping all sorts of questions at me. I don't have time to think about them, I can react to them. I try to say things that are meaningful in reaction to them. If I stopped and thought too long, we'd both of us fall asleep. And that can happen at the typewriter too, that you, and the worst thing you do when you think is lie. You can make up reasons that are not true for the things that you did. And what you're trying to do as a creative person is surprise yourself, find out who you really are, and try not to lie, try to tell the truth all the time. And the only way to do this is by being very active and very emotional, and get it out of yourself, and making lists of things that you hate and things that you love. And you write about these then, intensely. And when it's over, then you can think about it. Then you can look at it, well, it works or it doesn't work, something's missing here. And then if something is missing, you go back and re-emotionalize that, so it's all of a piece. But thinking is to be a corrective in our life. It's not supposed to be the center of our life. Living is supposed to be the center of our life. Being is supposed to be the center, with correctives around, which hold us like the skin holds our blood and our flesh in. But our skin is not our way of life. The way of our living is the blood pumping through our veins, the ability to sense and to feel and to know. And the intellect doesn't really help you very much there. You should get on with the business of living.
You rely heavily upon intuition?
Oh, completely. Everything of mine is intuitive. All the poetry I've written, I couldn't possibly tell you how I did it. I don't know anything about the rhythms or the schemes or the inner rhymes or any of this sort of thing. It comes from 40 years of reading poetry and having heroes that I loved. Feeling, again. I love Shakespeare. I don't intellectualize about him. I love Gerard Manley Hopkins. I don't intellectualize about him. I love Dylan Thomas. I don't know what the hell he's writing about half the time, but he sounds good. He rings well. I'll give you an example of this sort of thing. I walked into my living room, 20 years ago, when one of my daughters was about 4 years old, and a Dylan Thomas record was on the set, and I thought that my wife had put the record on. Come to find out, my 4-year-old had put on his record, and I came into the room, she pointed to the record and said, "He knows what he's doing."
Really?
Now that's great. That's not intellectualising.
That's feeling.
It's an emotional reaction. So if there is no feeling, there cannot be great art. Just if the feeling is missing, just forget it. You'll never make it as an artist.